My name is Barbara Allen, and I'm one of the creators of the program you're about to watch. I have a confession to make. I was born in 1948, and I have been a TV watcher ever since, because my parents brought home their first television the year I was born. Early television was very different than our multi-channeled, fast-moving, never-ending shows that we have now. Back then, growing up in Buffalo, a city, we only had 3 channels, 2, 4, and 7. The shows were performed live, and they weren't necessarily very smooth. They were usually 30 minutes or less. 15 was normal, because nobody would sit for an hour watching television. And at some time, usually in mid-evening, the station would go off the air after playing the national anthem and showing a test pattern. Over the years, there were a variety of shows for the Christmas season, and one on channel WBEN in Buffalo was my favorite. It would take you to the North Pole, where you would meet Santa Claus and his friends, Grumpy the Elf, Forgetful the Elf, and sometimes even a reindeer sticking his head in the window. That series began in 1948, the year I was born. I don't know when I started watching it, but my mother made sure that every day at 5 o'clock, in the month of December when it came on, she would hold supper so that we could sit down and watch Santa Claus. That show was a cliffhanger, just as ours is, although ours is only going to be the 4 Tuesdays leading up to Christmas. Each one was a different mystery. It might be, where is the missing reindeer? Will it return? Or it might be, will they fix the machine that makes the toys for Christmas? We have tried to create a similar, simple show with the feeling of that earlier Christmas program. We hope that you'll enjoy going to the North Pole with us and meeting Santa. And we hope that you will celebrate both the magic of television and the magic of Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's December, the busy season at the North Pole. Everyone is working to prepare for Christmas. The elves are in the workshop next door making toys, while Santa does the paperwork here in his home. This is where he reads all the letters the children have written to him. It's also his job to check the nice and naughty lists to make sure they are both accurate and up to date. It's been especially hard this year because of the pandemic and the different ways the children have had to attend school. But Santa is always good about understanding problems. By the way, Mrs. Claus is in the kitchen. She's testing a brand new Christmas cookie recipe.
Janie is still nice. And Rebecca, nice. Sybil, I love those rainbows that Sybil makes. She goes on the nice list also. But Georgie's staying on the naughty list. until he stops picking on that pork cat. And Waylon? Waylon, you belong on the nice list now.
How's it going, dear? Are you working on letters or lists?
Oh, still on the lists.
I thought you'd finished that naughty and nice list.
Well, I need to check it twice. I've found some children are really exceptional this year in both directions, and I'm putting it all in the computer here.
How do you mean, exceptional?
Well, some seem particularly nasty. For example, Dorcas. Dorcas put pins in the tires of her sister's bike, both tires. That's more than naughty. That's nasty. So she gets on the nasty list so I can keep an eye on her. And then Henry. Henry called 911. There were flames in the fire pit and they got out into the leaves. But he acted quickly and he kept them from spreading to the house. So his quick thinking prevented any damage to the house. There are many kids who find it hard to keep up with their classroom. They're not going into the classrooms. Of course, they have to work at home. But they've been working especially hard to handle their lessons. Some have had to work a lot more and a lot longer, a lot harder.
They are exceptional. I've been in the kitchen trying a new cookie recipe for our Christmas cookies.
Oh.
Cookie, dear?
Thank you, dear.
They're kale with raisins.
Kale with raisins.
Yes.
I seem to be having some problems with my computer here.
Oh?
I've only got 2 bars on the computer and the files keep singing to go in and go out. The transmitter's on top of the North Pole, you know. Maybe it's not tall enough for all the extra use it gets around the holiday.
The pole does seem shorter. With all this snow melt, it's much closer to the ground than it was when it was up on top of that glacier. Maybe that's the problem.
That's true. Denby and I took a test drive and went out to give the reindeers a little bit of exercise. There's a lot fewer glaciers than there used to be. We saw land on the north end of Canada, Greenland, and Finland. I imagine it's probably the same in Siberia.
I know something else that's odd. You know those submarines that they send to do scientific experiments and studies under the polar cap? I never paid any attention to them before. Lately, I've been hearing them go under us as they go by.
I'd say something's not quite right. But whatever the cause of the ice melting, I think I've got an idea how we can handle the internet reception problem.
Oh.
We'll look into the other issues later. Denby. Oh, Denby. Hello, Denby.
Hi, Santa. Were you looking for me?
I was. We're having a problem with the reception. The North Pole doesn't seem to be as high as it was. And I thought maybe you could take the transmitter up to the Barbo Peak in the Filbert Mountains. And if we got a little more elevation, it might work a little bit better if that's where the transponder was.
Well, I don't know if the transponder will work that far away, but we'll give it a try, Santa.
Good, thank you.
But Santa, that's so far away, and I don't want to do that trip. Please don't make me.
I said we'd try. And maybe with 2 reindeer instead of 1, it'll be an easier job. By the way, Santa, I wanted to introduce you to my new elf intern.
Ed Wallader.
Hi, Wally. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the North Pole. Let's see. You going to be a painter?
Nope.
A mail deliverer?
Nope.
A wheel putter-oner?
Nope.
Going to work in the stables?
Nope.
Shoveling?
Nope.
What are you going to do?
I'm a runner.
A runner.
I'll be running messages to people and getting things for people. And Denby says I'll be doing whatever he tells me to do. And I'll be doing whatever you tell me to do too, Santa. You too, Mrs. Claus.
Oh, thank you, Cadwallader. Would you like a cookie?
No, thank you.
No, I just had lunch, but thank you, Mrs. Claus. We'll see you later, Santa.
Yeah, have a good trip. Thank you. Well, I think I better get back to my lists. Let's see, where was I here? Oh, Christiana. No, you don't cut up the curtains and make a sheet for your doll's bed. And you don't rip off the wallpaper to make wallpaper for your doll's house. Jacob? Okay, we'll keep Jacob on the good list. And Cadwallader, we'll put Cadwallader on the good list. Okay, maybe one more letter. Oh, this is Emily. Emily from England. I was afraid she wasn't going to write this year. So many grow out of the age when they still write to me here at the North Pole. They're not sure that I'm still here. And they stop writing. It's such a shame. Believing is a wonderful part of Christmas. Well, what has Emily been doing? Oh, that's good, Emily. Muriel. Let's see what Muriel says. Dear Santa Claus, please bring me a big, big doll with yellow hair and eyes that open and close, and some boots, and a sled, and 2 kinds of games. And be sure not to forget me. I live in Rosedale on Gold Street, in the Yellow House on Gold Street. You have to walk along Ocean Avenue or through the path, but be sure the bulldogs don't bite you. Muriel. Oh, it's good to have a warning about the dogs. Oh, this is Delma from Kentucky. I remember her letter from last year. Dear Santa, I want a little piano so I can sing and play for Papa and Mama, and a rocking horse, and a little iron so I can iron my dolly's clothes, and a half-dozen cats. Now, dear Santa, I will not ask for any more. Mama says that 6 cats will be plenty, although there are a good many mice at our home. So I will not write any more. Hoping you will not forget my name and number, Delma. I think I'll remember Delma. I imagine getting 6 cats down the chimney would be quite memorable. Maybe one more. Dear Santa, I want an orange and candy in my stocking. And I want something that you can wind up and will run. I want something I can have fun with. I don't know just what, but bring what you think I ought to have. J.K. from Pensacola, Florida. I have an idea what we should get.
Knock, knock, knock. Hi, Santa.
Hi, Denby.
More mail.
Thank you. How was the trip to Bafflin Mountains?
Well, we just got back, and Donder was right. It was a really, really, really long trip. And the weather was terrible. We had a driving rain. I thought I was going to have to bail out the sleigh. I don't understand what's going on right now. At this time of year, we should have plenty of snow. I don't know what's going on, for Pete's sakes. I just don't understand it. And And to top it all off, the sleigh, I had trouble landing the sleigh because I had already put on the heavy-duty runners. I was expecting snow and I was expecting ice, but the temperature is so much warmer that I would have done better had I had wheels instead.
Did you have any luck getting the transmitter to a higher elevation?
Well, again, the weather certainly didn't help anything trying to climb Barbeau Peak, that's for sure. I brought ice gear, not rain gear. But, we did what we could. I also thought that I was going to be able to land on one particular spot towards the top. But it had melted so much that it didn't look as though it was safe. But, Santa, we were able to get to the top, and you know what? We did it.
Good for you.
Have you turned on your computer to see if the signal's better,
That's
dear?
a good idea. Let me try. Oh, yes, this is much, much better. Thank you, Denby. I know it wasn't easy.
You're welcome, Santa Claus. It's really too bad that the signal up here at the North Pole, that it's not working right here at the North Pole because it's too short, and that the internet isn't working at the moment. But I'm glad that we were able to work everything through.
Yes, thanks again, Denby. Now, where was I? Letters.
I have to go and talk to Cadwallader because I need to send him to go and get some vitamins for the reindeer.
Be sure you dress warmly enough.
I will, Mrs. C.
Take a cookie with you?
Oh, no thanks, Mrs. C. I had lunch before I came here.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, where was I, dear?
Should we put up the Christmas village?
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's work on the village. Where's the table cover?
I'll get it. Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun,
have
dun,
a funny feeling.
dun,
I'm
dun,
afraid
dun,
things aren't
dun,
just as they should be.
Oh? I don't feel anything. Oh, let's not worry about it.
And may all your Christmases be white.
Hey, Santa. I got some more letters for you.
Thank you, Wally.
They just keep coming.
Don't they, though?
There are some flags outside. They're everywhere.
My golly, you're right. They're all over. Most look like the flags they put down when they're going to mark the electric and the water if they're going to dig up the lawn.
Did you put them there, Santa?
No, I don't know what that is.
I'll go out and investigate who put them there.
Good. It'll be good to know. Thank you. Well, back to my lists. Tanika. Oh, this is a tough one. Jingle bells, this is a tough one. She and her father made dinner for Mom for her birthday, which was a nice. But her mother spent 2 hours cleaning up the kitchen when they were done. That's a naughty, I'm afraid. Here's a definite naughty. Charlie. Charlie took 5 pieces out of the puzzle before his grandmother even had a chance to work it. That's a naughty for sure. Hey, Donder.
Hey Santa, there's bunches of flags sticking up out here. Makes it hard to trot around. What's going on?
Flags all over the lawn. My goodness. Wally's checking on it. I don't know. Actually, there is a nice sign here now. Down in Louisiana, they're getting some snow, some of our snow. And Jeremiah has been out brushing off the steps for his neighbors. So he's a nice there.
Hello.
Come in, come in.
Hello. Is this the residence of Père Noël?
Actually, I prefer Santa Claus or Kris Kringle.
Well, Santa Claus, my name is Mortimer Oleander. The great real estate mogul.
Mortimer. I remember you now, Mortimer. But I remember that you were on the nice list when you were younger. But then you stopped writing. I wonder what happened.
Well, if you must know, you didn't get me what I asked for.
Let me see. I have my log here. I wonder what happened. Leander. Oh, I remember, Mortimer. You wanted a full-scale replica of the workplace with elves. You realize I couldn't get you that. How would I ever get it into the sleigh? And I need the elves to be here during Christmas. They do get a vacation to relax when we're done, and they go to Antarctica to play with the penguins, but I need them here over Christmas. I do the best I can to bring what kids ask for, but there's always some who can't get what they would really like to have. I did let your parents know about your problem.
Well, it doesn't matter now. It was at that point that I decided that if I couldn't get what I wanted from you, then I would have to build it myself. Bigger and better. And so I got into real estate. I have built factories and shopping malls and spas and resort hotels and even mini-marts all over the world. Yes, my Christmas present to the world. Picture this. A grand resort hotel, a casino with a 1,000-seat theater and an immense golf course with a beautiful lake.
That all sounds very nice. Where did you plan to build it?
Where? Why, here, of course, at the North Pole. It's the perfect place. Nobody's operating here, so there's no competition. With global warming, the ice and snow are already melting. Just a few strategically placed mirrors, and we can melt the rest. And the extra water can go into the lake at the golf course. It's perfect. It's the perfect spot for the players to lose their golf balls. Serves them right. It's a silly game. And what do we have? We have the reindeer. The reindeer. They're just going to be in the way. I'm sure we could find a nice zoo somewhere that we can sell them to. And of course, the trees. Who needs them? And these shacks, they will be gone, and in their place will rise ta-da! Oleander Center! Isn't it the most beautiful thing that you have ever seen?
Yeeping Yuletide.
Great golly!
That's the silliest idea I've ever heard of. Young man, what would North Pole be without reindeer and Christmas trees? You need to calm down. Have a cookie. It's a new recipe. Garlic and mustard.
We'll see who's right about this. Good day.
A very unhappy man.
Very.
He seemed quite aggravated. Oh, I see Caleb the gardener elf brought us a Christmas tree for this year. I love the way it makes the room smell like a pine forest.
The Christmas tree is a very old tradition. Egyptians, Romans, and others would gather green boughs in the darkest part of winter to show that the cold would eventually disappear and spring would return. In Germany, people would dig up or cut small trees and bring the entire tree into the house to stand on a table. Sometimes the family would hang the tree from the ceiling, but most would plant it in a large bucket or attach crossed boards on the trunk. In wealthier households, the stand for the tree could be a music box. But in all households, nuts and candies would decorate the boughs. The children would make paper flowers or garlands of berries to give color to the tree. Sometimes small gifts would be placed on or under the Christmas tree, and candles would make the tree glow with light, especially on Christmas Eve. But just in case, there was always a bucket of water and a sponge close by if the candles caused problems. The idea of the Christmas tree came to America almost 200 years ago. In fact, it was brought here to Massachusetts by a German family named Fohlen. Soon after, a tree appeared right here in Berkshire County, in the home of the Sedgwick family. Since that time, the popularity of the Christmas tree has grown, just as the size of the trees have. They rarely are small enough to fit on a table anymore. Instead, they serve as the centerpiece of a room, covered with blown glass ornaments and strings of electric lights. The lighting of town trees is now an additional tradition, and people gather together in early December to share the experience. Gigantic trees, such as the National Christmas tree in Washington, D.C., and the tree at the Rockefeller Center in New York City, draw thousands of viewers.
What shall we do to decorate? Candies and fruit? Gingerbread cookies? Toys? Ribbons?